Minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo, hey girl, it's LadyChann repping nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with Chan. And I'm gassed because, you know, I'm his adopted niece, whether he likes it or not. He's my uncle. And it's always an honour and a pleasure for him to make time out of his busy schedule to come and see little old me, you know. Lisa Bales, you are in the building. What up, Doe? Yeah, what's up, sis? What's up? Yep. People, right, so. All right, let's just look at couple of little notes. Okay, there's some things to chop up in the world of this crazy sport of boxing where there's more drama than actual fights. Let's just tell the truth, eh? So we're going to have to chop it up and speak about what we've been speaking about definitely in the last week or two of boxing. And, you know, yeah, we got you hanging in there. Good. That's good. Thank you for coming through. Okie dokes. So, me. I'm such an idiot, innit? Sorry, I'm an idiot. Me. Let me get the vocal cords ready. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Uncle Coach Ronnie Shield. Ding. What up, Joe?
How you doing?
Hey, Uncle Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Not too bad. We tag teaming here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't even got that T-shirt. That's the new. This is the retro version, the first version. And look, you got the futuristic. You know,
I know people.
Yeah, you know people. You know, and people know you. That's
Absolutely.
that's what's up. How you been? How's your week been?
My week has been busy.
Usual, yeah. Good busy or
Good busy.
good busy? I don't know how you do it. When I speak to you, you're always like, "Oh, I'm here," or tomorrow you're going to Vegas, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. What's happening? What's happening there? Give us a quick rundown.
Well, I was supposed to have two guys on the undercard of Lubin and Fedora, but one of my guys last Thursday came down with COVID. Yeah, so that was my welterweight, Hilly Jones. He came down with COVID, so we had to pull him off the card. Now I only have this little kid. His name is Xavier Bocanero. He's fighting his pro debut, so we're looking forward to it.
What weight is he?
He's a super bantamweight, 122 pounds.
So 122, yeah. 180, 122 super bantam.
Yes.
The little guys.
The little guys.
The little guys.
He's a little big guy though.
He's a little. Why? What does he walk around at like 200?
No. He's actually 5'9" and 122 pounds. Yes.
He's like going to be the equivalent of like Tommy Hearns.
Yes, absolutely.
Basically, yeah. He'll finish his career as like a super middleweight, this one. Yeah.
Absolutely.
How old is he?
He's 18 years old.
18. What's his
Yes.
name again?
His name is Xavier Bocanagua.
Xavier Bocanagua. Where's he? What's his
Yes.
heritage? Is he Latino?
No, he's Hispanic.
Yeah. So is he Mexican?
Well, yeah, Mexican.
Yes. Yeah. I gotta send him a T-shirt. So you just tell me his
Absolutely.
size. Tell me his size, and then I'll send one on. And how's my little man? Is it Dylon?
Dylon.
How is he?
Dylon is doing good.
Yeah.
You know, yes, absolutely. He's
Oh,
training every day. So
good.
he's doing great.
Good. I tell him to continue. Auntie Shan said, "Keep doing the greatness." I'll send.
Absolutely.
If you let me know if he's achieving good milestones, and when he does, I'll just send something for him to rock. You know,
Okay.
track
Absolutely.
or,
Absolutely.
you know, like a tracksuit or a sweater, or you know. So
Okay.
yeah, you know, to keep them inspired. It's not much, sorry, but it's what I like to, you know, give back somehow. You know, the little kids need bits to wear. He could train in it: t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, tracksuits. You know, so socks. I got socks. I got the lot. So you know, yeah, I got the lot. So yeah, definitely, I'll keep me in the loop. And if you get any like video footage, like let me know. Like send me some footage of like
Okay.
when anything or bits, and I could put it on my channel and stuff like that. You know,
Okay. I
just
will do that.
yeah, so that'd be
Absolutely.
nice. Everybody can get to see everybody, you know. So, okie dokes. We got new media today. USA boxing in the building. Coach Malachi. Thanks, Coach, for stopping by. Okay, so what we're going to chop up. Let's start with the disaster in the heavyweight division right now with this mega fight with Fury and White. Have you been keeping up with what's been going on?
I've been reading a little bit, but not much.
Okay.
I've really been busy, you know, trying to look at tape of all of my guys, and you know, I mean, I got fights this week, fights next week, and then 2 weeks later I got fights. The week after that I got fights, and then 2 weeks after that I got fights. I mean, just you know, yes, busy.
And busy.
Absolutely.
You booked and busy. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. I'm happy that you booked and busy. All right, so I'll keep you in the loop. So obviously, Fury White, you saw all the drama with White going into arbitration, WBC. That still seems to be ongoing, even though he was told that there would be a decision, I think, last week, but nothing. So White has gone radio silent. He hasn't promoted the fight. He didn't turn up to the press conference.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't turn up to the press conference. Tyson Fury turned up to the press conference and did a face-off with himself.
Only he can do that.
Only he could do it. And basically, Dillian White's lawyer came on to. We've got a show, a radio sports show called Talk Sport. So his lawyer is a sports lawyer. He's called Jeffrey Benz, and he represents Dillian White. And so they had Frank Warren and they had Jeffrey Benz, and they was going at it. Basically, Jeffrey Benz is accusing Frank Warren of not basically doing the stuff that he said he would. So what happened is, so obviously they had 30 days to negotiate a deal. That didn't happen, so it went to purse bids. Frank Warren bid $41 million. Eddie Hearn bid $31 million. So obviously Frank Warren won the bid. And then there's a standard, what I'm told, there's a standard purse bid contract. So Dillian White, there was 2 weeks for that contract had to be signed and sent in. So Tyson Fury signed it. Dillian White, literally, they extended it by 1 day because Dillian White just went radio silent and then sent in the contract like 5 hours just before the expiration of handing it in. But so, and then kept silent. So now what's happened is he didn't turn up to the press conference. What we know is, and what I know is that basically they wanted Dillian White, who trains in Portugal, by the way, which is like 3-hour
Yeah.
plane ride from the UK, and they wanted him to travel economy on a normal regular plane.
Are you serious?
I'm glad you said that. So Dillian White was like, obviously, with COVID about as well, we've kept our camp nice and clean. We don't want to contaminate, A, for one. And two, any time that most of the top fighters fight, doesn't matter, that we just get them a private jet and
Right.
just get them and their team in and do what they wanted him to go fly economy, pay for it himself. Pay for it himself, by the way, right?
What?
Yeah. And then his lawyer declined that and said, we need the private jet. Team Warren declined that. And they said, so he did turn up to the press conference. So an hour before the press conference started, they tried to reach out to Dillian White, which they did. And then they offered a private jet then. Dillian White was like, well, I'm not ready. Well, sorry, I'm not ready. And they was like, we'll get you the private jet, but you're only allowed to bring 3 members of your team, or 2 or 3 members of your team, whereas Tyson
Right.
Fury's got his whole entourage. So Dillian White, he's got so he would have like his press officer, his 3 trainers. You'd need dude, if he needs to bring 10 people, he needs to bring 10 people. If that's his
Absolutely.
team, if his team's of 10, his team's 10. If his team's 5, his team's 5. You're supposed to accommodate that. So the lawyer was like, well, we're definitely not coming then. So then also the lawyer asked, so basically when they signed the standard purse bid contract, it was under the guise that because they hadn't sorted out everything that they needed to sort out, like they wanted escrow to make sure the money was there. They was told, right, you've got to hand this in by the 2 weeks. Otherwise, it will look, we will take it that you don't want the fight. So sign the contract and we'll sort out these little bits after. So that was why they signed the contract, and then they reneged. So then there was no escrow set up. Escrow set up. If you looked at Frank Warren's here, you look at what people's businesses are worth. It's called Company's House. Frank Warren's business is worth 3.2 milli. So I don't know how you must have begged, borrowed, and lended to get this 31 million pounds, because Bob Arum had put in, to make it a team effort. So and already Frank had already been sued multiple times for non-payment of fighters. Yeah, and they're still paying lawsuits now. So that's why they wanted escrow, to make sure that my money's there. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they didn't do any of that. And it went to Dillian White. Then on the contract that he signed, it was to reasonably promote the fight. So that meant, tweeting it, put it on Instagram, whatever, social media. Dillian White did none, because he's like, you're not giving me so I'm doing nothing. So he's done nothing. So technically, he's in breach of contract now. And Frank's livid. Tyson Fury's, Dillian White, you bum dosser. They're trying everything to bait him out to speak, and Dillian White just not saying anything. So it's doing their heads in. So it's a trip. So where do I get up to? So
oh my God.
I know. It sounds like The Young and the Restless that I'm talking about, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like boxing, does it, Uncle Ronnie?
No, it sounds like a soap opera.
Thank you. So Dillian White's continued to be radio silent. The lawyer and Frank Warren are arguing publicly on a program, TalkSport. It's all a mess. And then Frank Warren saying that Dillian White's in breach of contract. Oh yeah. So then Dillian White's lawyer said, you're not allowed to use my image or my client's image or likeness in any of the promotion. So, they didn't want Dillian White. Dillian White didn't want his. When you've got the promotion, you've got Tyson Fury's face here, and you've got all the backdrops. So they used it anyway. So now Team Warren are in breach because that wasn't signed off that they could use Dillian White's
Right.
likeness. So it's petty for petty right now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so now we've got to wait now. Is Dillian White going to turn up for the second presser, you know, the week before the fight?
Right.
And obviously then the day before the fight, the weigh-in. We've got correspondents saying that he will turn up for that and he will do that. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to do any promotion other than that because he's like, I'm just getting the same amount of money regardless, you know? So I don't really care. And you're ripping me off. So they've sold 94,000 seats.
Oh, wow.
In Wembley Arena. But they're equating it. So this will be a world record. They're for a boxing event here. So they're equating it that this is only sold that amount because Tyson Fury, it's Tyson Fury that's doing all the selling. Now, let me tell you, this is when old facts have to enter the building. Right. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder did 3 fights, as you know.
Yes.
They was in the, I think, were they in the Barclays?
No.
One of them was in the Barclays.
Oh, yeah, one of them was in the Barclays.
I think the first one was in the Barclays.
And the other two was in Vegas.
Yeah, and the other 2 was in Vegas. Yeah. So they never sold out any of them, by the way. And they were 20,000 seats in each. The Barclays has 30,000, and I think that didn't sell out. The where there was in Vegas, that had a 20,000 seat capacity. That didn't sell out. And then the third fight, Vegas, 20,000 seat capacity. That sold like about 17,000 almost, but almost isn't selling out. So them two together didn't sell out 3 events. So now Tyson Fury's come here, and obviously it's the dance partner that you're with. It's because it's Dillian White is why it's this big event. Because if you was fighting Otto Violin, we wouldn't be coming.
Right.
If you was fighting Robert Elenius, we wouldn't be coming.
Right.
Right? If you was fighting Schwartz, we wouldn't be coming.
No.
Yeah? So Dillian White without Tyson Fury, when he's here, Dillian White sells out the O2 Arena, which is a 20,000 seated capacity venue, on his own. On his own, yeah? So he's bringing that to the table, and that is why that it's a mega fight. It's about the dance partner that you're with.
Yes.
Yeah. So Dillian White is so peed off that they're trying to say that it's all Tyson Fury is why everybody's coming out. So fight yourself then. Shadow box. You just shadow box in the ring then, because you're calling Dillian White a nobody. So why, if he's such a nobody, why do you need this nobody to sell the fight? You're doing quite well on your own. Do you understand? Yeah. So, oh man. So that was just the young and the restless and the bold and the beautiful that I just did that part. So now we can get down to the semantics of Tyson Fury said he's coming in at the biggest that he's ever come in. He's going to come in at £300. And then a photo leaked. We do this leaked from your camp of him looking really trim, doing like a sit up. And first time I've seen Tyson Fury have like 1.5 abs like showing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and he looks very streamlined and very, because you know you're lying. You can't come in at £300 to fight Dillian White, because we need the old Tyson Fury back for this fight, where Tyson Fury was the boxer, nimble, 6'9" but nimble. We need that guy, because the big guy worked for Deontay Wilder to push him back, to bully him. But Dillian White is a natural big guy. He comes in at about 260 anyway.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. So you've got to now take this fight he's saying that I'm going to do the same thing as what I did with Deontay Wilder. Come to the center of the ring and push him back. Well, you're just going to get knocked out. If that's your game plan, yeah, you liar. Because you know why he's lying? Because then they found, you know why he's lying? Because then they saw Javen Sugar Hill, right? And Javen said, no, we got a box. We're going to have to box, you know? Yeah, you're going to have to box. We're going to have to box here. But my question to you, Uncle Ronnie, yeah, is that the Crunk style, and no disrespect, but I just had to I have to I give Javen a little bit of credit, but you're not really Kronk, because that was your uncle, the late great, rest in peace, Emmanuel Stewart. But you was like the kid that just sometimes came to the gym and, you know, hanged out and watched. So really, it's your version of Kronk. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not
Absolutely.
the real Kronk. Like Ali Bashir and who's the other guy that is the big OG even for you? Tommy. Guys, help me out. And he was on Troy's show.
You cannot tell me Tommy Brooks.
Yeah. He's a part of that.
Well, he never really was what Emmanuel Stewart.
No, he weren't under Manny Stewart. It was James Ali Bashir. We'll get onto him anyway. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so we would say that's Kronk. Javen's not Kronk. He's Kronk adjacent.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of like his version. It's like me coming to your gym, hanging out for a couple of years and going, right, I'm Ronnie Shields. This is Ronnie Shields' way of training. Yeah, it would be Ronnie Shields' way of training, but it's still with doing it the CHANN way, if you understand what I'm saying. It doesn't make it like the pure Ronnie Shields way, unless me and you are both doing that same we're training that same trainer. Same fighter. Yeah. Exactly. Otherwise, if I've just hung out with you for 4 years, just say, you know, I've hung out for 4 years and I'm like, thanks, Uncle Ronnie, right, I'm going to train this guy. It's not really, I can't really claim it to be just like, have you got a particular style name, Uncle Ronnie?
No, not at all.
No. All right, we got to make one up now, man. You're done them season.
There you go.
Yeah, that means stop them. That's what it means in Jamaican terminology. Finished, done. Okay, so done them season was yours. So I hung out with you, I was seeing you do the done them season style with the fighters. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to do done them season now. Yeah, but it's Uncle Ronnie's. It's not really mine. Exactly. Do you understand? Because I'm doing my method. Yeah. So really, Javon, you're not really Kronk, but a little bit of Kronk. But where I was going with this is that Kronk, you can put me up and going, I know Kronk because Javon always says, it's offense, so we're going for the knockout. Is Kronk about the sweet science as well?
Well, Kronk is about the sweet science. You know, I used to fight all the Emmanuel Stewart fighters when I was in the amateurs, you know, Tommy Hearns and a few other guys that was there when I was coming up as an amateur. And, you know, I used to talk to Emmanuel when I started training fighters. I used to call him up all the time and talk to him about certain things that I had trouble with, along with my mentor, George Benton, you know, and especially when I got on my own, you know, I always called and asked for advice. And Emmanuel always gave me advice on how to do certain things, as well as George Benton. But if you look at Tyson Fury, he fights nothing like the Kronk style. Nothing at all.
Tell me why, because I won't know.
He doesn't. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything that Emmanuel Stewart would teach, put it that way. So, you know, they can call it whatever they want to call it, but, you know, nothing has changed. It's all the same. He's the same guy he was before. Now, Sugar Hill, you know, that's Javon.
Yeah.
He, you know, obviously he's showing them some different things, but when you look at it, no, he doesn't have the Kronk style.
when you look at it, no, you don't got the Kronk style. So what is it
No,
then? So what are they just trying to sell us like it's pretending to be Kronk, but it's not really Kronk then?
of course, that's all it is. It's they just pretending that that's what it is, but it's not. You know, if you look at go back and look at a Tommy Hearns, a Hilma Kentic,
Which I have, yeah.
do Tyson Fury do anything like those guys? No, absolutely
Nope.
not.
Nope.
Absolutely not. So
Absolutely not.
those were the real Kronk fighters.
Yeah. Could you teach Kronk?
It's well, I can absolutely, I can, but you know, you have to have a certain style that if you notice, mostly all the Manchester guys was tall and skinny.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yes. So the majority of them, that's what they were. So he was able to teach the Kronk style to them easily. And I knew it because I used to fight all of his guys. So I knew that style.
Yeah.
So, but Tyson Fury definitely doesn't have the Kronk style. Absolutely not.
Wow. So, wow. This is a good news report for tomorrow. You don't have Kronk. You don't have it. That's why I'm not allowed at their press conferences. They never give me media clearance to go to a Tyson.
Never. Oh
No,
my God.
they just know that. No, not her. She's going to just say the reals. Yeah, okay, so he doesn't have Kronk style. Epic. So what style does he have? Because this Tyson Fury that we saw with Deontay Wilder, if you look back at the old Tyson Fury, great fluidity, great, you know, he's got the herky-jerky, the good feints.
Right.
You know, he can switch hit, but I think he more southpaws just to show that, give you a
Yeah.
look of it. But
Right.
that Tyson Fury, I feel, has to come to fight Dillian White.
That Tyson Fury better come to fight Dylan White. Because if he gets it on the chin, we know he can go down.
Yeah, we know he hits the
Wilder
count.
has proved that. You know, the thing about it is Fury, you know, he doesn't look like he's all in great shape, but we know he is.
He's got an engine,
You know,
yeah.
and that's why he gets up because of his shape. You know, but you know, Dylan White punches just as hard, if not harder, than Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, with the
So,
combination, because he's a combination here.
Absolutely.
That
Yes.
left hook, right hook, left hook,
Yes.
uppercut as well.
And if I tell you something, if Dylan White comes in great shape, he's going to give Fury a lot of problems. He really is because of his style. He's not Deontay Wilder, who only looked for one punch.
Yeah.
Dylan is going to throw punches with both hands. He's going to let them go. You know,
And move forward.
Wilder just looked for one shot.
Yeah.
And you know,
Has to set up, you know,
it
great
worked for him.
It worked for you.
It worked
Get
for him
this
for
far
a
in
long
life.
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. Kudos to you. You
Yeah.
know, you didn't have the biggest talent, but it got you to be a multi-millionaire. Shouts out to you. But the trick's over now, and we know now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
everybody knows how to fight him now.
Yeah, so everyone knows how to fight him. But Dillian White is a pressure fighter. So
Yes.
he just comes forward. But also the thing that Tyson does have over Dillian White is that Tyson has a great engine. Dillian White tends to gas out after 5-6 rounds.
Yes.
So he's going to have to work up his endurance and stamina.
Yeah, look, that's the only, you know, he'll probably come out and win the first 3 or 4 rounds. Easy.
Yeah.
But can he keep it up? That's going to be the problem for him because he runs out of gas, you know, and he can't afford to run out of gas with Tyson Fury because we all know Tyson Fury always in great shape, always ready to go. You know, Dylan, if he hits Tyson early and hurt him, sometimes it's not good to just go after them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get him, then
you expend a lot of
gas
energy.
tank. Absolutely, your gas tank is going to be real low.
Running on low. And right now, gas is very expensive.
Absolutely. So if you don't hit him with one good shot and knock him out, then he's going to have problems because we know he's going to jump on him. And that could be a bad thing for Dylan White. because if he can't get him, then later on, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's going to be terrible for him because Fury going to pick up the pressure, and then that's going to be bad for Dylan White.
Yeah, because Dillian White has been dropped quite a few times
Yes,
himself.
absolutely.
And yeah, and not got up or been dropped and got up and won. So who do you have? Because for me, knowing all this, and over here you got these stupid idiot fanboys, Fury fanboys. Oh, they make me sick, Uncle Ronnie. They make me sick. They're in my comments. Anytime I report about it, they're in my comments. Oh, you and your rubbish AJ, or oh, Fury's the best in the era. He's the best. He would beat if Muhammad Ali and Fury fought prime for prime. He would beat Ali. This is what they say. These little British idiots. Like,
oh my God!
Like you're never gonna be
no.
Be Rocky Marciano.
Absolutely.
And Rocky Marciano is a fighter that when I researched about him, I love that geezer. May he rest in peace. How he died was tragic, but he was a gentleman. He fought the tough competition. When he was the underdog, he had that. He became the dog, and he got people out of there and retired. What 49-0?
Yeah.
And there was tough competition, and he got the black guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fought everybody.
Yeah, everyone.
Absolutely.
Equate to that. That's more of a comparison. But you're still not that guy, Tyson Fury. I hate over here where they always try to tell, like, certain fighters, they compare them to Ali. I think it's just rude. It's disrespectful. Ali was more than boxing.
Absolutely. Ali was everything.
Everything.
Ali carried boxing for years. For years. Even after he quit, he carried boxing for years.
Yes.
You know, because everybody wanted to be like Muhammad Ali. Everybody. No matter who it was. You know, they all called Muhammad Ali's name.
Everyone.
That's it. Nobody's going to call Tyson Fury's name. Nobody's going to call Deontay Wilder's name. Nobody's going to call any of these guys that's up there.
Name like that. Any of these lot. Don't matter if it's our favourite fighter or not. Sorry, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Ali changed the world of boxing.
Changed the whole landscape. He changed boxing so these idiots could box.
Absolutely. And they don't get it.
They don't. It's so annoying. It's sickening. and then you look at the geezer's resume. All right, you're number one because you've been unbeaten. We get it. Yeah, we get it. But your resume isn't number one. Your resume ain't number one. So if you want to be the best in the era, let's start fighting everyone. That's the competition that's at least in like the rest of the top 10. Clear them all out. Then I could say, you did the damn thing. But you're talking about you're going to retire after Dillian White.
Trust me, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
too much money.
I want him to go. I want him to go. Just go. Like, I'd love him to go because then the rest of boxing could. Like, what I want is Dillian White to win. He gets that belt, and then Fury's just out of the equation because he's held up the division for long enough. You know, just between him and Deontay Wilder. You know, no, you gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta fight. No, we gotta. It's taking up.
The only problem with that is if Dillian White wins, they have a rematch clause, so they're going to have to do it again.
No, they don't.
Oh,
no rematch clause.
Is it mandatory?
Yeah. No, he's an interim.
Oh, it's interim. Okay,
he's an interim. So they put no rematch. So it's one and done.
One and done.
Yeah, one and done.
Well, so, but business though. If he can make more money fighting a rematch, then he definitely will.
God.
So you forgot about the money part. You
Yeah,
forgot about the money.
But I don't think that Dillian White would be up for like how they've treated him now.
I understand, but
That's money.
if he wins,
yes,
his side is going to be in charge of everything.
everything.
So yeah, so it'll be much easier on his side, and Fury might try to do what he's doing now, boycotting things, but they probably wouldn't even care because, again, they're going to the same stadium, all Dylan White's fans, so they don't need him to promote anything.
Yeah, for real, that's true. And if the money, if the money's there and it makes sense, it'll be done.
Absolutely.
It's always about the business, which I'm learning more and more about. So what I feel, and it's awful. What I feel is I'm rooting for Dillian White, but I edge it for Fury to win. That pisses me off because I wish I could be so biased and just say no, Dillian White's gonna win. But logically, I have to style for style analyze.
Absolutely.
This one's got a gas tank. This one doesn't. This one's got disc brakes. This one doesn't. This one's unbeaten. This one not.
Unfortunately, our boxing doesn't work by who you like and who you don't like.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It don't. So I'm edging it. Only slight edge. I'm edging it. I would say 55-45 Fury. Yeah. That's where I'm going. Where do you?
I would say the same.
Yeah.
Because White is always in it because of his punching power.
Right.
So he's going to always be in it. And Fury has a good chin, but he gets knocked out. I mean, he gets knocked down.
But he gets up.
Rises. He gets up. But if White can hit him with 2-3 shots in a row, that's gonna be the thing. Can he get up from that?
Yeah.
Wilder hit him with one shot and he goes down. And that's in both fights.
Yeah.
So if White can hit him multiple shots, I don't think he's getting up.
That's because I was just going to ask you that. Like, is that the shots that he needs to be able to keep him down?
Absolutely. You have to hit him with multiple shots. You can't hit him in one shot and he goes down, then he gets back up. That's not good for Dylan. Dylan has to hit him with multiple shots. And then I think Fury, he would definitely stay down.
Well, like a 3-4 piece. 1, 2, 3,
yes,
4.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what about body shots? We saw that was quite good when Wilder did it in the first round. Slowed him down.
But he abandoned it. If you abandon, then you hurt it yourself.
Yeah.
But
that's what happened.
He Wilder always counted on one thing, the right hand. That was it. Other than that, he had nothing else that he could go to. You have to be able to go to different punches in order to make everything work. And Wilder lived and died by the right hand.
Yeah, I know. He could box. He was able to box in the beginning. Like, I mean, you did the Olympics. I mean, you got to be able to technically box to win, to be an Olympian.
Yeah.
And then you just abandoned it.
His problem was always the same in every fight. He abandoned everything that you're supposed to set up shots with. He abandoned it and just went for one shot. And look, he got away with it for a long time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say round of applause to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, round of applause to him. Okay, so we've got basically Fury. We're rooting for White, but Fury just edged it. That's what we're saying. Yeah, basically.
That's right.
Okie dokes. So now, Spence Ugas, and then we'll go Bud because we've covered this bit, but we got to keep covering it. So, because I know you're Team Spence, Uncle Ronnie. I know you are. Because you're Texan, and I've only realised this now. Like, why does our coach Uncle Ronnie really like him? Oh, they're from Texas. You're Houston. He's Dallas, but it's Texas, so that's why you root for him. I get it. I could root for him by technically my dad's Jamaican, he's half Jamaican.
Right.
I could root for him like that. But
Right.
unfortunately, I don't. Yeah. I don't. I don't. I have to keep it. I'd love to root for him because I would love to root for him. But what I'm seeing now is kind of like changing him. I think he's realised, like I said in my report, his mortality. He realised he's not invincible and that, like I said, anything can happen at the drop of a dime. Drop of a dime. Car accident, that was wild. I saw the footage of that. Survived that. Minimal damage. Came out 14 months later. Beat Danny Garcia. Kudos to him because he didn't take a tune-up fight and loads of people would have. And he just went straight to the fire and did that. And I was watching his interview and he said, even then he said, it probably was a little too soon to come back and fight because he still had like the aches and pains. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that takes. He's got good mental fortitude. He's tough. Like I respect that, like big time. And then you got Tyson Fury fighting Pianettas and Shortses. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
This is why, So he came back and he did that. Cool. Got them, came over to the UK as well. Before that, took that belt off of Kell Brook. IBF WBC champ. So now, obviously, he was going to fight Manny. The eye thing happened. And I was watching him, what he said about the eye. He was sparring and he actually heard a pop. And he said he did have a little shadow, but he just thought, and he sparred a few more rounds after that. And then I think Derek James said they went for a medical that was like 2 weeks before the fight.
Yes.
He said, which was a good thing because sometimes you do medicals a month before the fight. So if he would have did the medical a month before the fight and then got his retina damaged, he wouldn't have known, and because he would have been cleared for the medical a month, and then 2 weeks later popped his eye, then would have went into and could have been.
Still, I don't know because you still have to do a pre-fight physical.
Yeah.
You still have to do a pre-fight physical. Now, the thing is whether they would have caught it, if they would have caught it, because doctors, they look in your eye, okay, you're okay. They're not really looking because they figure, oh, he's already took his eye exam, so we just go take a look, see if we see something. Sometimes you really have to look.
Yeah,
and, and you have to get the machine to get back there to see it.
Yeah, because my mum's had that and had to have a look all the way, a specific special machine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
that's right.
So the doctor probably would never caught it. And if he'd have got hit on it, he could have been blind. Mm-hmm. So thank God that they caught it early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so they sent him to. He said they sent him to a specialist, but he tried to duck it. Like he thought, no, because I want to do the fight. But I can't remember what urged it, what made him see the specialist in the end, or so. And they was like, "Yo, retina, no, we're not signing off for this fight. No way." And he was like, "Yeah, but I've got another eye though. I don't." I don't mind, I can do it. And they was like, yeah, but we can't sign off on this. We can't give you the license to fight for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was like, and they was like, you need surgery like yesterday. Like, yeah. So he went in, did that. Obviously, couldn't do the Pacquiao fight. Ugas steps in and just like basically beats the brakes off of him. Oh, yeah, he beat the brakes off of Pacquiao fight. Yeah, he did. Nice. Yeah, he did. I like Pacquiao. He got beaten up there and obtained the WBA belt. And now we've got Spence is now better. He's back. He's been sparring. I've seen him on the workout. He looks cut up. He looks in the best kind of shape that I've seen him in. Because sometimes I've seen Spence look like he's weight drained and like he's got like a 10-year-old body,
Right.
like too drained. That lollipop head, the head looks big, the body looks tiny, but this
Right.
time he looks all in proportion and he looks good. But I wasn't
Well,
that impressed on the pad work and the heavy bag.
right. Well,
It was
you know, I
single
mean,
shot. It was just
everybody,
combos or nothing.
yeah, everybody do pad work different. You know,
Mm.
that's, you know, but going back, you know, Errol, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason in your life. You know, we don't control it, but
No.
it's, you know, but you can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and me, I've been knowing Errol for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I know Errol used to get big. I mean, he used to get
He said it.
190 pounds. Yes.
190 pounds,
Yeah.
200 pounds, he said, in between
Yes.
fights. So he'd be doing
Absolutely.
fat camp and then
So, but after the accident, you know, I think he had a revelation that, you know what, this is my time to change everything. And he has, you know, and he
bought a
has.
ranch. He's got chickens and everything and goats.
Yeah.
No
Absolutely.
Ferrari. Left his
Absolutely.
left his high-rise apartment.
Yeah.
And
You know, and he has kids, you know.
got kids.
So, yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I think now his focus is on his family, but
Yeah.
he knows to take care of his family, what he has to do to
To do
train
that. Yeah.
and do the right things that it takes for him to take care of his family. And that's, you know,
That's what he's trying to do now.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So do you think, because I think Spence beats Ugas, right? But I don't think it's as simple as some are making it. It's mad. It's either gonna be so simple or it's gonna be so crazy. It's not gonna, do you understand? I think Spence
Oh,
beats,
trust me.
yeah, I think Spence, when I look at skill for skill and stuff, I would pick 2019 Spence to kick Ugas's ass every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. But
Yes.
I'm not sure if what Spence is coming in at the minute. I don't know. I know people that have had those injuries, and as much as this is fixed and healed physically, mentally, it plays on you when your eye gets hit and then you
Yes.
revert to type and you become gun shy. I've seen it with Kelbrook. And he did one of them to Kelbrook. I've seen it kind of a bit with Daniel Dubois. Obviously, we've never seen Billy Joe Saunders after Canelo, but I bet you he'd be. I've seen it. So I'm just wondering what Spence we're going to get, and can I convincingly say there isn't going to be an upset?
Well, in the sport of boxing, you never know when upsets are going to happen. You know, you can predict, but that's all. But let me tell you something. Ugas, right? He's not a household name. People know him now because he upset Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy got a lot of momentum coming into this fight. And Ugas, yes, he has a lot of momentum coming into this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And understand something. Being a champion makes you between 20 and 30% better fighter than you was before.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now you got that mentality of, I know who I am. I know what I can do. And, you know, and trust me, he's going to target everything that, everything that has happened to Errol Spence. He's going to target it. Everything.
The eye.
You know, absolutely. You know, it'd be crazy not to.
I would.
But I think, you know, when you go back and look at Ugas, you know, he has losses on his record. And so he's over that because now he's champion of the world. And that's going to make him so much better.
Right.
You know, and he loves the spotlight. You know, he loves to be in big fights. and
Right.
you know, and he has a child that has autism, so
Yeah, that's correct.
he still have to prove he still wants to prove to his son that that's people go put you down, but you can't, you know, you can't take that and
Keep
work with what
rising.
people say. You got to
Yeah.
keep rising to the top,
Up. Yeah.
and that's all momentum for him on his side.
Right.
I also think Spence is going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people are saying.
Right. Do you think? Because I think it's going to a decision. Is
Absolutely, I think so too.
Ugas is not stopping Spence, and I don't think Spence is stopping Ugas.
No,
But you
I
never
don't
know.
believe
There's
it.
always, you know, that exception that it could happen. I'm not totally ruling out.
Right.
I would more expect maybe Spence to, as a smaller guy, to maybe floor Ugas. Maybe it could happen, because maybe it could happen. Maybe it could happen to Spence. Spence hasn't been on the canvas so far as I know. I don't think he's ever been dropped, has he? Ever?
I don't think so. No, I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think he's ever been dropped in his pro career.
See, but here's the only thing that I'm looking at, right?
Yeah.
As the fight goes on later, Spence keeps his power. And Ugas is not a power puncher,
No, he's not a power puncher.
but
No.
he's a volume puncher.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the only problem he's going to have is 11 and 12. That's going to be his problem. You know, if he's not in great shape, you know, to be able to handle those rounds, because Arrow gets stronger. Arrow don't get weaker. He gets stronger
he's got good energy, doesn't he?
as the rounds go on. So,
yeah,
and,
he warms up.
you know, same thing he did with Sean Porter.
Yeah.
As Porter was coming down a little bit, Arrow stayed at that, you know, he stayed up
And
there.
that's how he got the knockdown when.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So basically we're going for, are we going for unanimous decision or are we going split decision?
I think it's going to be a unanimous decision, but not wide. I don't think it's going to be
Not wide.
Ugas
Like 7-5.
Ugas is going to win some rounds.
Like
He's going to
7-5?
win.
8-4?
I would say like 8-4 maybe. 7-5, 8-4. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ugas is going to win some rounds, and
He
I
will.
expect him to win. I expect him to win early rounds.
Yeah, me too.
I expect him to win early rounds, but then once Spence engines start getting going, he doesn't stop, and that's going to be the difference in the fight.
Yeah, and that was like when I first watched Ugas fight Sean Porter. Just off that, when I was watching it when it happened, I originally thought Ugas really should have won. So then I did a rewatch. I got a playlist on here where I do like a rewatch of classic fights, controversial fights, close fights, and then we actually score it round by round. And I had it that Sean Porter won, but just like edged it. So that was quite close. But then obviously Spence beat Porter. So it's not the triangle theory, but you know, you'd think he should be able to beat Ugas really. But the only reason why it's in question, because obviously Spence has been inactive since 2020, since Garcia fight. And Ugas has been fighting, you know, so he's still quite oiled up and ready to go. Absolutely. It's just an intriguing fight. All right, so Spence wins. Then we've got Bud, who is obviously, we know, is no longer with anybody. Spence is saying, like what you said, because I keep saying he's ducking. Ductorious we are. He is. Ductorious. I keep saying that. But yeah, but he's saying that he's got 2 more fights at 47. Ugas, Bud. Yeah. And the 80-20, 60-40, 70-30 was a joke, but it wasn't. Just don't lie, it weren't a joke. I'm trying to say it was a joke, but it weren't. Cool. That's the... Yeah. 50-50, whatever.
I think it is a 50-50 split.
It is.
It should be a 50-50 split because
Of who
Bud,
Bud is.
yeah, absolutely. You know, Bud isn't someone that you just walk off the street and want 50%, 50-50 split. You know, he's been a champion for a long time.
It's undefeated,
And
undisputed,
absolutely, absolutely, and
two-time lineal,
yeah, and you can't take that away from him.
Ring
That
magazine.
all that adds.
Mm.
I don't think you can judge him by his pay-per-view numbers.
Who cares? Yeah, it's
And
about his
yeah,
achievements.
yeah, you can't do that
No.
because he proved himself in the ring, and that's where you got to rate him at. You got to rate
Yeah.
him at what he did inside that ring, and it's not his fault that he wasn't able to fight all of the best guys because
Because of
being
where
at
he
top
was.
rank,
Yeah.
yes,
They
and
didn't
being
have
at top rank, they didn't have anybody over there.
no.
And so, and everybody else is tied to certain entities, but at the same time, they're not willing to cross over, and you weren't willing to cross over either.
No.
So the fights couldn't get made.
Right. So now we're a bit more, and he sounds like, yeah, it can. He's saying that it could, happen basically a lot
Absolutely,
more.
it can happen now.
But he better do it. He better. After Ugas, I don't want to hear that he's fighting Furman. If I hear that, I'm flying over. You're going to take me to him.
Oh my God.
Me in Dallas. I know you're in Houston. Meet me in Dallas and take me where he is, because I'm not having that. He better not do the Keith Furman, because there's no reason to. There's no reason to, is there?
No.
Furman don't got nothing. He hasn't got a belt.
No.
Yeah. If you want to fight Keith Furman, you could do that. You could do that after, just like as something.
I don't
you don't
think
need
Keith
to fight
Furman is on his radar. I really don't believe.
Yeah, because he's never like Furman of how Furman was. Yeah, so he's never really been interested in Furman. And I remember how Furman dealt with him back in the day. So he's just like, you know what? Yeah. Like, now look at Furman. Like, look at how it is. You've got nothing now, Furman. Like, and I've got 2 belts, maybe 3. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's taking turn. Like, you got to. That's why you treat people on the way up now, because when you're on that way down, they just be kicking you in your head.
Absolutely.
Like, down. Yeah. It's like helping you back up. Yeah, you got to be careful how you treat people. So Bud v. Spence. All biases aside, because I had to take mine aside, coach. I had to clear it out. Like, I told you about Dillian White. Like, I'm rooting for him, but I edge it to Tyson Fury.
Right.
Let's be real. Who wins out of Bud and Spence?
Just thinking about this fight, right?
It's anxiety. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it does. But at the same time, Bud, he's a different fighter than Spence has ever seen. Spence haven't seen a fighter like Bud before. Bud can go both ways and fight excellent going both ways. That's a problem because when you're training, you have to bring in 2 sets of guys that does different things, And, I think right now, I would give the edge to Bud right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would give the edge to Bud right now.
Yeah.
But
I know that's hard to say. Sometimes you feel like
that's just being real.
I know.
Real about it.
I know.
But
you root for Errol anyway.
Absolutely.
So
I always root for Errol.
We're not questioning.
Absolutely.
That's never questioned.
Yeah. No, that's never questioned. I
definitely
definitely will be rooting for him. But my perspective of knowing and watching both guys, I know, and being an ex-fighter myself, I know, being inside that ring, you got a guy that does 2 different things excellent. That's tough. That's hard because you got to prepare for both than just fighting just a regular guy. And just preparing for one thing. With Bud, you got to prepare for so many different things. And again, right now, we have to see how Errol looks against Ugas. And if he's comes out victorious, then I think...
then we'll be able to make a better prediction.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Can I just do this super chat? This is what we do, look. You know, it's the British thing, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Lisa Bales is giving $5. Thank you, Sister Bales in the building. Lady Shan, can you please ask Mr. Shields who wins Lubin or Fundora? I'm not really in the know too much, so take it to the stage.
Well, you know, this is going to be a good fight, and I'm glad I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, this fight, you know, while both guys are known throughout
Right.
the boxing world, Fundora is a guy that's 6'6", 154 pounds.
He's 6'6".
That's yes,
Yes.
6'6", 6'7". He may be even 6'7". But
And how many pounds? What
154.
Junior middleweight.
Yes. And
What?
here's the thing. Lubin is a talented fighter between both. But he got a suspect chin. Fundora, think about this. Both of these guys are southpaw.
Right. Okay.
Fundora,
Learning.
I always say he's 9 feet tall. But Fundora,
Hang on, your volume went. Say that again.
tall.
Yeah, go
He
ahead.
comes forward. He's a
Yeah.
forward fighter.
Pressure.
He's not a guy that runs.
On the
Yes,
back
he's a
foot.
pressure fighter.
Pressure
Exactly. He's a
Yeah.
pressure fighter. Now, if he clipped Lubin, that could be good for him. So, but Lubin is an excellent boxer also.
Right.
You know, you see him in fights, he goes forward also, but he can also box.
What's
And
his
he's
first
really
name?
good.
Erickson. Is it? What's his first name? Lubin. Erickson.
Yeah, Everson Lubin, yeah.
Lubin. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, but Fundora,
Right.
you know, he's an awkward fighter too. You know, Lubin is a southpaw, but he's not an awkward southpaw.
Right.
Fundora is an awkward guy.
Right.
And I tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if Fundora wins this fight.
What's on the line for this? Is there anything on the line for this?
Somebody told me the other day it was really, really close. I think Lubin is the favorite, but only because, you know, he's fought probably the better guys.
Better competition, yeah.
Yes, the better competition. And he fought for the world title, but you know, he got knocked out by Jamel Charlo. And people are looking at that too and saying, you know, if you clip him on his chin, and then he's got hurt in a lot of fights also.
Right.
So if Fundora can take advantage and clip him, and Fundora, for such a big guy, this guy's always in shape.
But does he
he's
got
always
power?
in shape. He has some power. You know, I think the power, as far as power goes, I think they're equal in power.
Okay.
But I think Fundora has a better chin than Lubin.
Right.
So
6 foot.
you know, it's gonna be. I'm gonna pick Fundora by a close decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lubin wins.
Okay, so that's Uncle Coach's prediction. Hope that answers your question, Lisa. Yeah, try and get some footage of that when you're there as well. Like, I'd
Absolutely.
like to see, yeah, oh God, will we get that fight in the UK? That's the thing. We don't get sometimes exposed to a lot of the fighters because of the networks and not.
Yes.
We haven't bought it here or it's not offered here. It just depends. I'll have to look if it's on Fight TV, so I'll have a look. It may be, and then sometimes they charge us like, you know, small, like £10, which is like $12 to watch it. Yeah, if it's offered like that. A lot of Al Heyman fights are like that. The pay-per-view ones, we do it like that as well. So yeah, charge you guys $80, charge us £10.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And it should be the other way around. Like, your core market is in America. Charge us the, you know, that just doesn't ever make sense. Okay, no. I'm reloaded. Right, so we are going into the fire now. Dun, dun, dun. Because everyone, when I said that you're coming on the show, you know, everyone's like, you gotta answer this. You gotta answer that. Mo Charlo. What's happened? What happened? Right, so where do I start? We've gone back into the young and the restless again, haven't we?
Let's do it.
I wish you was at Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. I wish you went with him. Well, I wish you went with him. Why wasn't you with him? Did you know he was
Well,
going on there?
well, yes, I did. I did know he was going on there, but I had, I was training. I still had fighters getting ready to fight, so I just can't take off and go. So
You needed to take off and go that day. That was the day because it weren't good. It didn't. Uncle, there's never no disrespect. Like, and
no, I understand.
I'm a blunt person, and I always have to ask. I'm known for asking the tough questions because I know I've got a platform and there's people that would like to be able to ask these questions that I'm privileged to be able to ask people like yourselves, So I have to ask the tough questions. So he went on hotboxing with Mike Tyson and name their names. Mike Tyson tried to, get that beast out of him. Like, name who do you want to fight? Why is it that he couldn't just say, yeah, I want to fight David Benavidez? Even if you don't even got the intention to do it, this is when you've got to act like you're in the bold and the beautiful. He just clammed up and it looked like he just didn't want no smoke. What does he want to do? What was that all about? When he did that and he came back, did you have words with him?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
Here's the thing. As far as I fight with David Benavidez, right? David Benavidez, him and his father, they go around and they just call people's names, right?
Yeah, we know about them as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but if you're fighting somebody and you already a champion, you want to fight for something. Now, Benavidez had the opportunity. He was world champion. Now, just think about this, right? He was world champion. He lost his belt on the scale.
On the scale, twice, isn't it?
Yes. So what does that sound like when you lose your belt
on the scale?
On the scale?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're a dedicated fighter. Obviously.
He could have fought Canelo if he was still being champion.
Yeah.
At WBC, he could have fought Canelo. But now they're talking bad about Canelo. Oh, he don't want to fight us. You was champion of the world. You knew Canelo wanted to fight for the undisputed. That was the goal. That was their goal. They've been talking about it forever. And you go and lose your belt on the scale. But now you want to call out everybody else, but you don't want to call out the champion.
Yeah, but why are these lot fighting each other? Jamal needs to be. It's the same with Jamal though. Jamal needs to be like he's had that belt.
Understand
how long has he had that belt? How long has he had that belt? 4 years. How long has he had that belt? 4 years?
Yeah.
3 years?
No. Yeah, about 3 years. But look, but here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez was offered for this fight he has coming up in May.
Yeah.
He was offered to fight Jamal Charlo.
Yeah.
They offered him $45 million.
Yeah.
Okay?
I know.
He turned that down. Okay?
He did.
So people still say Jamal trying to avoid Canelo. How is he avoiding Canelo when the offer was made for $45 million for Canelo to fight him? Canelo turned it down, not Jamal. He didn't turn that down. Again, another one, Jaime Munguia.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
No, hold up.
He's just, he was champ at 54, done nothing at 60. Nothing.
No, but he's
done nothing.
But still, he's one of the top fighters in the middleweight division.
So why are they fighting each other?
He's ranked number 1 in the world. He's ranked number 1 in the world in WBC.
He ain't fought no one.
Huh?
He ain't fought no one, though.
Okay, but still, he's number 1 in the world. Soon, he's going to be the mandatory. Okay.
Yeah.
So he
waited for Andrade to vacate his belt and leave. He could have fought Andrade. He could have fought Andrade, couldn't he?
He could have. He could
Why
have. Yes.
didn't he?
But I mean, look, that's them and Golden Boy. I don't have no.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know. But anyway,
yeah. They're
but
another
look,
topic, but yeah, go ahead.
but let me tell you something. So they Oscar De La Hoya sit down with PBC and Showtime. They worked out a deal. The deal set. They agreed to all of the terms.
Then he wanted his own. Mm.
Then Oscar come the next day. Well, I want to get the zone involved.
Knowing that just sabotages the whole deal. We know.
Exactly.
We just Uncle, I know. We just put him to the side. We know him. He did that on purpose. He made it look like he was about this life, but you really wasn't, because
Right.
you put the spanner in the works to make it like, to make the fight really not happen. That is what he, yeah.
But go back to Jamal.
Yeah, let's get to Jamal.
He wanted to unify. He wanted to unify.
I want to unify.
He want to fight. He want to fight Triple G and Murata, but they decided they're gonna fight each other. But if Triple G wins, then
He goes to Canelo.
Right, he got Canelo. If Canelo comes victorious against Beaver, so go back to Canelo. He signed a 2-fight deal.
Yeah.
To fight Beaver, and he'll fight Canelo if Triple G wins.
If
he wins, then Triple G will go up to 68.
Yeah,
but
he'll go to 68. Yeah.
You know, Jamal said, "Look, I'll go up to 68 to fight Canelo for the belts, but to go up to 68 to fight a fight for what? I'm champion of the world at 160 pounds. Why would I want to do that?
To fight people in this year, but this is what Canelo's saying, and I have to go with it. Why is everybody waiting for him? Fight each other. So what's Jamal going to do? Just stay there and say,
hold on.
But I'm not going to fight.
Let's go back now.
You got to fight people.
Hold on. Let's go back. Back. When Jamal moved up from 154 pounds to 160.
Yeah.
Right? After he got ranked number 1 in the world, the WBC made him mandatory for Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo vacated.
For Canelo.
Yeah.
No, he didn't vacate.
He got franchised.
Yeah,
he got franchised, then moved up.
Whatever in the hell that is.
We know that's the duck designation. It's a duck designation. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you know, people are saying Jamal want to fight the best guy out there. That guy is Canelo Alvarez.
But Canelo Alvarez isn't in his weight division. It's not in there.
Well,
he was
in there. He was in there.
Yep, but he's not now. So, okay.
That's my point. But my point is, he would, go up to 168 to fight for what?
Okay, don't go up to 68.
Fight for the what? Well, that's what I'm saying. He's a 160 pounder. He's a 160 pounder. That's what he is. This is why he's defending his title at 160 pounds. He don't have any trouble making the weight.
Selecki, though. There was a number 2.
That was all that was available. That's
who
all
was
that's
number
available.
2? Yeah, but no, who was number 2?
I'm not sure.
There was someone, He beat already Derevchenko, so that didn't have to be done. There was a couple that he already had done.
Derevchenko, I think, was number 2. I think Derevchenko.
Was it Derevchenko that was number 2?
I think he was number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's number 2.
So. I think so. Selecki being he's ranked number 6 or 8.
I think he's 5 or 6. No, he's 5
or 6. I think he's 6.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the solution to this? Because we're gonna have to see Miles start pulling out the stops now. I get everything that you're saying, and I get it because I'm hearing it firsthand from you, and
But again, we still have to go back. We have to go back to different networks, right? Like some guys, they claim they want to fight, but did they sign with a network? They can't get out the network deal to come over here and to fight. It's the networks that also is a problem for a lot of them.
Yeah, I know, because it's BS. But when he was on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, why not just explain the isms and schisms? Because Mike Tyson is lived the life. Mike Tyson was like, nah, I told my promoter, if you don't get me him, you're either going to have to just strip me of the belts, and that means you're not going to get money because I'm the biggest thing since sliced bread right now.
Right. And
These
look,
fighters,
but
two fighters.
Mike Tyson is like the Canelo of today. He was like the Canelo of today.
Yeah, but he
could
fought
do
everybody.
that. He could
But
do
he fought
that.
everybody. But he fought
Yeah.
everybody. He fought everybody. He did.
He did.
So
He did.
he fought. No, Canelo's not Mike Tyson. No.
But as far as no, I mean, I'm not talking about his. Well, actually, his popularity is just as big as Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson probably was a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
but
Mike Tyson comes after Ali for me in impact.
Oh,
the
yeah.
biggest impact was Ali. Then Mike Tyson is my whole entire life. Yeah, yeah, he's my whole life.
But still, right now, there's no bigger name about than Canelo Alvarez, and so and every fighter wants to fight the best fighters. That's as simple as that. So why not go after the big guy, the guy that's at the top?
Okay, well, Canelo's not doing none of them now because he said you guys fight each other and then maybe after. So what's the plan moving forward? What? Because he's not going to go. I thought Mel wanted to come to 60, and I thought Mal wanted to just go to 68 naturally anyway. So are you saying that Mal's going to stay at 60? He fights Selecki. What is he just going to be defending the WBC belt, or is he not looking to unify like what he said he wanted to unify? Because there's unification fight
again. If Triple G loses, right?
Yeah.
Then Jamal probably can fight. The Japanese guy. He probably can fight him.
Murata.
Murata. Yeah. He probably can fight
him.
What
belt does he have? What belt does he got? Or is this Triple G defending his IBF?
They both got a belt.
So, this is a unification fight then.
It's a unification, yeah.
So what does Murata have, guys? Is it WBO or WBA?
No, he don't have WBO. I think he has WBA.
He has a WBA.
And Triple G have IBF.
IBF, Triple G, yeah.
Yeah.
Shelton Moore said, "Oh, it's so windy here. We've got some. Like it's winter here. Gale force winds, like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, rain, grey. Because in April here, we have April showers where it just rains for the whole month.
Right.
And then at the end of the month, the sun appears. So, for us, it's winter. It's weird. It's gone to winter, dark. Oh, it's horrible. But we're used to it. This is where we're from. So, we know it. But as black people, we're still, genetically, we're not rocking with. So annoying. But, okay. So Shelton Moore's saying, but he's not getting the Canelo fight. Hi, Shelton. I know
you don't know that. I mean, it's still the option is still on the table. It's never off the table. So that's just waiting to see what happens with the Beaver fight, and then we got to wait and see what happens with Triple G fight.
So so let's talk about that. Like, I know this is what we've run in time, but we've got to just cover these topics. So we've got Canelo fighting. So when's the Selecki fight with Mal?
June 18th.
Let me write that down. June 18th. And where's that going to be? Is that going to be in Houston?
In Houston, yes.
Are you still training Mal?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because people are like, oh, Mal's gone to Derek James as well. Guys, you asked me to, I didn't ever think that, but I don't know what that was said, but hey. Okay, so June 18th, that's going to be in Houston. Do you see, just before we get off Mal, do you see if he beats or Selecki, whatever, where do you see the next? Who would you see the next fight is? Just virtually, because name them names.
Well,
who would you like to see? Forget Canelo. We're not thinking of him. They're doing.
If Murata wins, that's a unification fight that we would like to get. Definitely.
Got you. Understand. Got you now. That's a good plan. And got you. Okay, so we've got Canelo fighting
Bivol.
When I first heard about this, I was like, if Canelo was fighting Beterbiev, 100% knockout ratio, never seen Canelo down, but Canelo would lose this one, even though he's 37, kind of tail ending. Don't matter. He's still knocked out his last fight not too long ago. Bivol, I thought, Canelo beats Bivol, but I'm not 100% like how I was that adamant like I was before. When I saw them in the face off, I didn't realize that Bivol was. I see him beat. Who did he beat? Craig Richards. Desecrated him. A UK guy desecrated him. Stopped him. He's 6 foot. Canelo's 5'7". Bivol's a natural 75-pounder. Do you respect that fight? Because I respect that he's gone and.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, he's in the business. He's trying to make history. He's trying to do things, and you can't blame him because he's a fighter. So he wants to fight, guys in different divisions. He was talking about going to cruiserweight at one point.
I know.
Remember that. So
McCarthy looked like trash and like a bought mission. Yeah.
But here's the thing: when he fought Kovalov, he didn't want to stay there.
He didn't.
He gave up the belt. He gave up the belt, and he came back down with 68.
60, didn't he? Did he?
68. He went to 68 then.
After Kovalev.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thought he went
So then, he's going back up there, and I to me, you're already unified at 168, right?
Disputed, yeah.
So you go to 175. If you win the belt, why come back down to 68?
Don't come back down. We don't want to see you back here, Canelo. Up there. No, like, Canelo, don't come back down. Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
If you're going up, that you did it, you went before you went up, you came back down. You beat everyone that was available.
To me, it doesn't make sense.
Stay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where he will get his L's.
Yeah. Probably as they go bigger. Absolutely. Look, the guys are bigger, they're stronger, and some of these guys have a lot of experience also. So,
and
so that's a player.
Some of them Eastern European.
Yeah.
Tough.
Absolutely.
Technical.
But, here's the crazy thing, right? Bivol, I think he's Russian.
Yeah,
right?
he's Russian. Yeah.
So the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, WBO all came out. We're going to support what the United States is doing against Russia. We're not going to let big old articles all over the place, right?
I reported it. Yeah.
All over the place, right?
Then they reneged.
When they sign this fight, what they do?
Everything's back to normal.
That lets you know money talks and bullshit walks.
Bullshit walks. Bivol is now not. Bivol, the story came out. He's Armenian. He's got an Armenian mum. His great-great-grandfather was from Kenya.
Yeah.
And, his cousin was from Ireland. So really, he's not Russian. He was born there, but he's not from there.
But he's a citizen of Russia.
Dude, you couldn't write it in a book. You couldn't. So therefore, do you see how Canelo can beat Bivol?
You know what? I've never seen Bivol fight.
Okay, you're gonna have to. I know you don't. You've got so much on when you're on a plane or something. If you just sit at the hotel and you've just got a little.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna check him out.
I'm
gonna check him out.
Have a look.
I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah. He's powerful. He's undefeated. He's technical. He's a mover, which Canelo, as you know, you had Lara. Canelo doesn't do well with movers. So
no, he doesn't.
He's a mover and he has power. Not Beterbiev power, but power. Natural still 175 power. Bigger guy. This one's going to be tricky for Canelo.
Yeah, but if this guy moves a lot, he's not going to win.
Who's not going to win? Canelo?
No, Bivol.
Bivol.
If he moves a lot on Canelo, trust me, they're not going to give him anything.
Yeah, because you know on the cards, Canelo always wins.
Yeah, absolutely. They could be like, oh, this guy moved too much. And it's crazy because moving is a part of boxing. It's a
Yeah.
part of a guy's style.
Mhm.
You know, everybody don't have the same style, that knockout robot kind of
Yeah,
style.
flat
You
foot.
know,
Yeah, not everyone's
and
flat-footed.
every fight is different. And you have to judge it. You should judge a guy on what he does inside the ring. If he's scoring points, and that's why you have a point system,
Yeah,
basically. You
yeah,
know, who
yeah.
who hit with the cleaner shots, who hit
Right,
more
clean,
shots,
effective
the more
shots,
clean shots. You
effective
know,
aggression.
absolutely.
Good defense. Defense is still
But
as a thing to judge.
you know, the thing about it is, Bivol is already down 4-0 even before he gets in the fight.
And it shouldn't be like that, though.
No, it shouldn't be
That's
that
just
way.
so not fair. It
It's
shouldn't
not,
be like that.
absolutely. But
But
that's the way it is.
that's the way it is. So basically, what we're saying is Bivol's going to lose.
If you don't knock him out,
Yeah,
he's definitely going to lose if you don't knock
you're
him
going to have
out.
to knock Canelo, and he's never been down either. Oh, God. Okay, cool. And we got 2 more points. So, Triple G. I'm just so bored because you've got 3 letters in your name. You have to have 3 fights with the same geezer. Oh, God. Now you're 40 and you want Canelo because Eddie can give you that. Because after, like, really, what use is Triple G to Eddie? This is like, you know what I mean? Just take, if he gets beat, he gets beat. Because I've had him for ages. It's whatever. Our contract's probably going to be over after this fight. He's 40. We don't really need him anymore. It's costing me a bomb. Do you know what I mean? It's costing me a fortune. So, Triple G, the first fight I had, when I first watched it, just before being in boxing, when it happened, I was like, oh, yeah, Canelo kind of won, kind of edged that. Oh, my God, when I rewatched it maybe a few months back and we did the point scoring thing, Triple G washed him. I had Triple G 10-2.
Yeah.
Washed. He got robbed.
He did.
But Lara got robbed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was the first fight with Triple G was the draw. That was the draw.
Yeah, they did.
There's a
draw.
yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah. But with Lara, I'm going to rewatch and point scored that one as well, actually.
Yeah.
Because that was a robbery.
Absolutely.
I need to see how far was a robbery it was. Like, I need to see the point. But I know that was a robbery. That was a robbery. That should have been a loss. Everyone says Canelo should have had a loss on his record. 2 losses by now. He should have Triple G and Illuslandi Lara.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely. So I'm going to rewatch that. Okay, so, but in this time around, okay, the second time, I'm going to have to rewatch it. I think Canelo edged it. I know there's some people that still say, you know, we could have saw Canelo did win that, or we saw Triple G did kind of win that, but I'll rewatch that. But I think that was a bit more clearer. This third fight, you're 40, you've lost. You've lost just because you're 40.
Yeah.
This geezer's 31, you're 40. He knows how to work you out. Yeah, okay. The easiest money in the world. That's why he did it. Maybe that's why Canelo was like, Benavides, Charlo, no mas. Let me just let the 85 milli over it. And then I see the play. All right, so he wins there, whatever. Contracts were negotiated and whatever. Yeah. Next. Anyway, we're not spending time on Triple G because, next. Tried to compare him to Marvin Hagler and that pisses me off. Yeah. Gets my nerves. Always, it's just annoying. So the last thing is we've got, okay, so now we know Anthony Joshua's not with you. Did you find that, was you ever officially told like Uncle Ronnie, sorry, you're not gonna, or is it just no, I think that's rude. Manners, Joshua.
Well, I think before I left, I sit down with his whole team except for him. And
say that again. You put what?
I sit down with the whole team.
Yeah.
Except for him, except for Anthony.
Got you.
And and we talked, and all the talks went well. Everything went great. But the last question they had for me was I willing to come to the UK?
Oh yeah, he did
And
say that. He did say that.
yeah,
And he was, yeah, of course you're
and
not.
and it's hard. It's hard for me to go to the UK
You got
when
shit going on here.
you know,
Uh,
yeah, I have other fighters.
yeah.
I have if I
You're
didn't have
easy.
guys that was really really good, then
You
that
would
would
go.
be
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But they knew that when they first came over, because
They've thought the
Jamal even came to the gym to meet him and talk to
yeah.
him. But look, it is what it
Doesn't
is.
mean you can't come back
You
to you
know,
at some other
yeah.
point in life.
Look, I wish them all the success in the world. I do,
Me too.
and you know, because all of the guys are good guys. They're really good guys.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But
And
it was it's no ill will
yeah, it's no
towards
ill.
them.
I
No,
know.
absolutely not.
I know.
You know,
I know.
yeah.
I would have just
But
liked a phone
I,
call just to say, yo,
I
like,
really enjoyed it though. I really
yeah,
enjoyed being there.
because it's an
Really enjoyed
experience.
meeting all the people. It was really nice. It was
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah.
So
So that
he's
was
with
good.
James Ali Bashir, who is phenomenal. I actually didn't even think about that at the time, but I'm always Uncle Ronnie Shields anyway. Like, who can save the world? Uncle Ronnie Shields. That's what. Yeah. So I'm like that. So I'm mad biased. So I was just rooting, but I can see James Ali Bashir. He's Manuel Stu. That's going to be really cronk, isn't it?
I don't
What do
know.
you think?
We have to see. We have to see.
Because he's the
But
OG for you.
yeah, I mean, I've been knowing him for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been knowing him for a long time. But
Good
the thing
move.
about it is, you know, you have to get it out of the fighter. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Do we have the knowledge to get it out of AJ? So, but I haven't heard I haven't heard who it was. So, but you
I
telling
have.
me for sure.
I'm the first one. So yeah, I've been. James Ali Bashir has been on a. He goes like how you come on my show. There's another guy
Yeah,
that he goes on his show regularly. Another British guy, and he
right,
announced it. He announced it there. But I, I, I got the heads up. So one of my subscribers uh,
right,
told me, and then I was like, yo. So I report, and then they sent me. Then they sent me a clip. So I reported it. But the thing is, nobody else is reporting it. Like, I've broke the news, and everybody, like, there's only like maybe 2 other content creators that have like glossed over it. Like, it's like, and then I reported it again because he was live again, and he said basically Anthony, because remember he trained Ugas. He said Anthony Joshua right now is and I quote, a calculated killer, end quote. He
right,
said he is going to not only beat Ugas, he will beat anyone moving forward. He said the Joshua that we saw, no more.
right,
None, nada, zero, zip, gone, deleted. So he says.
right.
He said when Ugas, when
Usyk,
Usyk, all of these names, Usyk, Ugas, Usyk knows that I'm training Anthony Joshua. He's gonna step his game up even more. I know Usyk because remember he's trained him for he had him for
yes,
3 years.
right.
So he's gonna raise his game, but he said those belts are not going back to the Ukraine. End quote. It was like goosebumps. I was like, damn, he sounds convinced. He sounds convinced. So, but nobody's reporting it. I
Right.
don't get it. Why? And I mean,
Well,
no,
because
when
the
he was
last
looking,
I heard he said it was Angel Fernandez. So
this is So he came out and he said, right now I'm training with Angel Fernandez. That's what I'm doing. Angel Fernandez is this, that, and the other. But then Eddie Hearn always lets things slip, and I always listen to when someone says in between the lines. He was like, Angel Fernandez, but we never know. Someone might be introduced into camp. Well, you just told us someone else is coming then,
Right.
And then it was James Ali Bashir, but nobody's reporting it. So I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or they don't care, because they cared when he was doing the tour with you, Robert Garcia, Eddie Reynoso, and Virgil Hunter. That was always, remember, we was like this, we was doing lives, we was like, yo, all of a sudden, the fact he's announced and no one cares, like, I don't get it. It's weird. It's wild. I'm like, breaking news again. Nobody's reporting it. It's just me. It's wild. So Usyk's back. He's in Poland. And the fight's going to be announced, I think, in 2 weeks. The date and where it is. It could be possibly in Saudi Arabia, who they're offering $120 million for that fight.
I read that. Yeah.
Pounds. So 80. That's weird. 80 million. 80. I think it was 80 million for Anthony Joshua and 40 million for Usyk. But Usyk's got the belt. So when is it that the beltless ex-champ gets more than the? I've never seen it. I don't know if that's ever happened, but that's weird.
It depends on who's the more popular, who brings the crowd, who's the most popular guy, and that's definitely Anthony Joshua.
Obvious, yeah, but wow. So so they're tossing up, and they're saying if they have it in England, it's a 60 million purse, 60 million, or Anthony Joshua gets like 60 million. Or they have to split the 60 million. One of the two. Right. Either way, it's like Anthony Joshua still gets more money than Usyk. And it's still Usyk's. Obviously, he's going to be his biggest payday, because the first one, I think, he got like 3.5 mil, which is his biggest purse to date. And now, he's going to be. So that fight's going to be on. Would you like to predict?
No.
No, you don't want to predict it?
I don't want to predict it.
No. I revoke all services. Revoked. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just rooting for Anthony Joshua. It's going to be a tough one. I don't know what Anthony.
I'm rooting for him too.
Yeah, I don't know what Anthony Joshua's turning up. So, I know what James Ali Bashir is saying. I get it, but there's nothing to me to gauge it with, because before there was going to be an interim fight, you would have been able to see a little bit more if there was going to be an interim, and then you could gauge. Now it's just going right into the fire. So I don't know. I'm just going to think about it, and then that's it. Yeah. But can we just do this super chat before you go? Because I think there's a question attached to it as well. So British, isn't it? I know. That place where they play, they're like the royal orchestra and that for the Queen. That they play at the Royal Albert Hall. I literally don't live not too far away from it. Like a stroll, like really nice. Yeah, when you come the next time, we'll go. Let you have a look at it. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful in there. Okay, so we got this question is where you go. AJ all day. This is my guy. He's called AJ Spay. His name is Alex. AJ Spay, aka Alex. $4.99. Thank you, coming from California. Why is Jamal always angry? Does he get enough hugs?
Yeah, we hug him every day.
You hug him every day. It's not enough.
We give him big hugs every day.
Give him big hugs. He looks like he likes hugs. Though. He looks like, out of him and Mel looks like the more, and Jamal looks like he's a bit more the more laid back one.
Yeah, Jamal is the more laid back. He is the more laid back one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He gets hugs, AJ. He laid back, man. He gets hugs. He does get hugs. So
But everybody get them confused though. Everybody get them confused. They do.
Yeah, I know who's the one. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know it's him. I know him or Brian Costa. He was like, I'm gonna take his ass in 147 because I knock you out. He was clearly drunk on there as well. and that he was lit. It was hilarious. I was like, oh gosh, PR, please. Where is your PR people? You need them sometimes. But yeah, he's the more one. I do know that. Yeah, and Mal is.
Yeah.
I learned that Mal is definitely more laid back. Yeah. But shouts out to Mal. Tell him, hopefully he sees this. And so, do you show him these? Do you show him these?
Yeah.
Can
Oh,
you
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, can you
He's
show
seen
him? Shouts out to Mal. We need to see these fights because we're rooting. We want to root for. I can be a Houstonian. I can. I'm coming out there anyway. Remember, I'm coming. I will be there next year.
Okay.
Oh, look, there's one more super chat, so we got to do it again. So that's from AJ. Ha ha ha. Thanks, Coach Ronnie. So that is the answer. Thank you, AJ, for that $2. Massively appreciated. You guys have been amazing. And Uncle Coach, you've been amazing. And you've got a flight to catch. You're going to Vegas tomorrow, right? So
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna let you get your sleep in. Leave us lot.
You need to go to sleep.
Tell me again. Tell me again. I know.
You need to go to sleep.
I know, but when it's working on your time, it's always worth not having sleep. I actually feel like the day's just started. It's mad, isn't
Wow.
it? Yeah. I feel like the day's just started. So I know I don't have to do any more boxing shows tomorrow, so I'm cool. Thank you so much, Uncle Coach Ronnie Shields in the building. It's love to you and the family, wife. Hope everybody's safe. And I hope you have an amazing time. Hit me up, hit me up if there's any footage, anything you want to send of, your fighter as well. Just get it filmed and send me it, and send it over the WhatsApp, and I'll sort it out and put it up. Yeah. And shouts out to Dylan. Who's the other fighter? That's fight. Who's the other one?
Xavier Bocanero.
And shouts out to who's the one that got COVID?
Willie Jones.
Rennie Jones. Ready.
Willie
Jones.
Winnie
Jones.
Yeah.
Winnie Jones, shouts out to you. Hope you get better soon. I had COVID. Not nice thing, but you know what? You got it over and done with now, and you'd be all right. But shouts out to you. Hope you get well very soon. Coach, Uncle Coach, mwah, love to you. Thank you so much, and you get your sleep.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon, yeah? We do an update.
Absolutely.
Mwah, see you soon.
Okay,
bye.
have a good one.
And you as well. Sleep well.
You too.
I will do. Coach Ronnie, Uncle Coach Ronnie Shields in the building. We sporting our Done Them Season t-shirts, yeah? You can get your Done Them Season t-shirts at www.com. Done Them, D-U-N, as you see my name, D-E-M, season.com. You've got these ones, the retro ones, which you can see here, yeah? It's the retro ones. And Coach Ronnie, I ain't even got the one that Uncle Coach Ronnie's got. He's got the futuristic. Him and Jamal have got the futuristic ones, and they rock those ones. And I love, that's what you see on the picture, on the thumbnail, them rocking it. Dylan's got one as well. I've got a picture. I will put that up of Dylan wearing it as well. So I'll put up all the footage of Uncle Ronnie's fighters and stuff, because it's important to know the new crop as well, not just about who's out there now, but who's like making their pro debuts, who's like a good amateur that, we can keep our eyes on. So I would like to thank all of you. Slim Reaper was in the building. Queen Lisa Bales was in the building. Dragonleg was in the building. Gorgarayu was in the building. Will Degenerate, thank you for coming through in the building. AJ O'Day was in the building. Anthony Jones was in the building. Who else did we have? Paul Evans was in the building. Shelton Moore was in the building. Yeah, Josh Obama was in the building. Coach Malachi from New Media Today USA Boxing was in the building. Haplo was in the building. Daryl Alexander was in the building. Yeah, we had that. We did ask that question before. The Andrade thing was that, of what happened at 54 with Mel and all of that. So they just vowed not to fight, unfortunately. But we did cover that the last time when Coach Uncle Ronnie was on the show, Daryl. Thank you for answering that as well. Who else was in the building? Love you too, Mr. Moore. So we had, Slim Reaper, Paul Evans, Richard Sampson was in the building. Troy Evans, Troy Graham was in the building. Dre K, Old Day, another Old Day in the building. Oh, I didn't see you, Eric. You was there, Bomb Squad. You was there in the building. Sorry, I didn't see that, but a lot of times when I've got Uncle Coach, I don't pay attention to the chat except for I see the highlighted ones, the super chats, and that all. But I try to put a lot of the things, but I don't want to take my attention away from because sometimes you're you watch it back and you're you can see that you're occupied looking at the chat. No, so Jimbo was in the building. Mike Thompson rolling with the punches was in the building. Thunder Road was in the building. Toby Bartlett was in the building. All of you lot was in the building. I massively appreciate y'all for coming through, like of mine. Woo. Look, now I'm swearing because when Uncle Coach is on, I can't swear. I never curse. He needs to be on more often, so I stop swearing. To be honest, don't it? That's the way it's got to go. Because that's the only time I don't swear. Manny MTA was in the building. Gentleman's Game. Daniel Rios was in the building. Jacque, thank you for coming through. Sly Tendencies, you was in the building. All of you lot, even the Fury lot, you lot was here. Respectful, just because you like a different. Miss Ringside was in the building. My girl, thank you for coming through, babe. You can see us be pulling up on some UK fights. That's my UK sister right there. So, guys, I massively appreciate you coming through. But we didn't do this. We didn't do sometimes we've got to play this always cracks me up. Sorry.
Listos pe los chingazos. Listos pe los chingazos.
That's hilarious. I don't know if anyone else finds it as hilarious as me. On Coach Malachi's, I was dying earlier when he had the George Cambosos. I died 1,000 deaths. I literally died. There was a funeral. I resurrected. He did the joke again. He played the clip again. I died again. I resurrected third day like I was Jesus. I died again because he played the joke. I was dying. Mal, shouts out to you for that, man. That's epic. George Clown Bosos. Yeah, anyway, that's another story, isn't it? So I would like to thank you all. And you know how we sign off. So I say, anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann, none less. Come box with Shan. Gone. LadyChann has left the building. Gone.
LadyChann. Fight.